Hello and welcome to Blue Girls Podcast. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to be outside. It's just such a nice day today. So it's going to be a fairly short video. I've already lost my cursor once, so I had to, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, it's just going to be Dreams of November 2012. So then I got my pop here. So the dreams, okay, chosen. Some guy was showing me things, free week, didn't know about it. 1,100, area code 425. Sailboats, I see I forgot all about something. Was at hospital or doctor's office with a male doctor. He asked if I ever had a pap smear before. I was waiting. I was one of the last to be chosen. Didn't pick me. Had to wait until 1:30 a.m. Church. Went to go buy a pop at a convenience store. Used a dollar bill. Cash register in middle of store. One left it in a different area. Unfamiliar to me. Some woman driving. Okay, so in this dream, well, I don't know, there was something I didn't know about, and so something was $1,100, area code 425. That was, I think that was a different area code on which I was living in the dream. So, and then, yeah, so one time I did have a doctor ask me if I had a pap smear before, and I think I was in my 20s. And it's like, well, of course I've had a pap smear before. I thought it was kind of strange to ask that. Anyway, so whatever. I think this was an opportunity. I was last to be chosen. It sounds like this 1,100 might have been a bill for what, I do not know. And I forgot all about something, so I don't know for sure what that was about. Obviously, if I forgot about it, I sure don't know what it is today, right? I went to go buy a pop at a convenience store. Woo! Give a shout out to Diet Coke. Okay, cash register, middle of store. Okay, so I did eventually end up at an apartment or a place in the Pacific Northwest where there was a convenience store. They had the cashier right in the middle of the store, and then behind that was like a Safeway, I think it was. So the next dream was a skeleton key in November 2012. I saw a pair of baby shoes in front of an old note. Too drunk to open the door with a skeleton key. Yeah, so in this dream, this guy, he was drunk, and I don't know why he had a skeleton key, but he was trying to unlock his door and for his room. I don't know if it was a room or apartment, but he was too drunk to unlock his door with the keys. Okay, so the next dream is struggling family. I was at this young girl's place when a housing woman came in to talk to this girl and me. I mentioned about working, and they said they couldn't do that or afford it. And I mentioned volunteering, and I wanted to see if the girl would do it. She was wearing a bathing suit top. She had a son, older. Later, I was hugging him close to me and then tickling him. She had a younger girl, Ambrosia. The girl didn't answer when I suggested we volunteer. I said there were people who played cards, potlucks, people the older get lonely. So I think with this, and this was a pretty vivid dream, that I had a roommate, and it was this girl. I don't know why she was wearing a bikini, top bikini, unless we were living close to a pool. And so she had two kids. She had a son, and she had a daughter, Ambrosia. And so I remember tickling him on the couch. And so this housing lady came in, and we're like, well, can you give us jobs? And they're like, no, we can't afford that, which of course isn't true. They, there's always an excuse for that. Anyway, so then I think I mentioned volunteering because obviously where we live, there must have been elderly people And and I said, well, they get lonely, which they do, and it's like senior high rises, you know, they're kind of all by themselves, but they have their friends, but still. So anyway, I don't remember this young girl. She was blonde, my roommate. I don't remember her talking at all. I just remember the housing lady coming in, and she was a little overweight, and she had dark hair, and so that was it. I don't think the girl wanted to volunteer. I mean, she had 2 kids, so I mean, she kind of, you know, she had her hands full. So that was the end of that dream. So the next dream is 2 girls in the sun. I had a dream of 2 girls with long blonde hair. I was like the sisters' children. One was older, then the other younger with their moms. Then I had a small boy son with dark hair who was letting me know that he was dizzy, and my mom was helping me call the doctor because my hands were full. Then the number were together in something locker, was with cord. Then I was planning to take a trip to San Diego and contacted a former friend, but I really didn't want to go. Yeah, so I had a dream of these 2 girls. They were sisters, and these young girls, they were children, and they looked really alike. That's what I remember. But they looked, you know, they had the same long, wavy, dirty blonde hair, and so I don't know, I didn't have a son, but I didn't have a boy, but at the time in real life, I think that I was getting dizzy spells. So I think that was going on in real life, and then my mom was helping me, and I remember my hands were full. Usually if my hands are full, I'm carrying like 2 bags of groceries, you know, plastic bags. And so I don't know why I was talking about taking a trip to San Diego. At the time in the dream, I've never been to San Diego, but I have been, I would say, in the last, I think it was like 4 years ago. I went whale watching out there. It's one of the things I did. I didn't really want to go for some reason. I don't know why. And the dream, it took place in the Pacific Northwest, so it's not that far down, just straight down to San Diego. So the next dream is heart pencil noise. I was at this Asian lady's place. There was a guy there who had heart problems, so things were removed from his place. I had a pencil and it was broke, and he wouldn't let me use the pencil sharpener because of the noise. Okay, so in real life I do have a heart condition. I was born with it, and but I do also suffer from PTSD, so I'm very sensitive to like a lot of noise. So anyway, I remember I went into like a landlord's office, and I was going to use this pencil sharpener. I don't know why, because I just have those other ones now. But so he's like, well, no, because of the noise, he didn't want me to use it. So the next dream, I just have a couple more. The dew. I had a dream that I had a cut somewhere on my hand that was getting infected, so I wanted a Band-Aid. I went to a convenience store looking for Mountain Dew. They had a strange plastic large container, so I got that. It was late. I felt like crying because I missed my brother Richard. Oh, whoops, my oldest, the one who passed away of AIDS. I usually don't reveal names in dreams, but anyway. Yeah, so in real life, many years later, I had like this, I was staying somewhere where I was, I slept in a bunk bed for like a month, and I was on the top bunk, and so my left hand, I would grab, the ladder, right? So later, I started having like a little black thing, like right in the middle, so I think that was just from rubbing against the, pulling the ladder, and that had to be removed. So I think that's what that was, but that happened years later. About 3 or 4 years later. Then, of course, I'm going and getting another Mountain Dew. I don't really have dreams about pops anymore. Isn't that interesting? Well, not interesting, weird. And I usually get Diet Coke or Coke because of Mountain Dew. It's not with the caffeine. So, I don't know why I was crying because I missed my oldest brother. But I was. In the dream. Let's go to Florida. Yay! I was with my mom, and since we were getting along, I asked her if she wanted to come with me to Florida, but she didn't want to go. We were living together. I peeled my skin earlier and dreamed minus 1870. So it sounds like I was in the hole. So it sounds like I was living with somebody who reminded me of my mom, and we were getting along. So it's like, hey, let's go. I think I wanted to try to get a place in Florida. And I think I mentioned in these that, well, I lived in Florida briefly, you know, like for 6 months, and this is many years ago, over 10, I would say. And so it took me, like, I missed Florida for like 10 years. I always wanted to go back there. And so, anyway, I haven't been back there since, but I still would like to go and visit. I don't know about living. But anyway, so the next dream is Greyhound to Springfield. I was at a convenience store, another one, and I bought 2 pops, a 6-pack. I needed tape. The guy thought I was taking the bus, and he asked where I was going, and I said Springfield, Illinois, which was there. I told him that I have been waiting for years for this, and I had to see the band, so I needed to hurry. Okay, so I was at a convenience store again. I don't know what it is with these pops. It says I bought a 6-pack of pop. I don't know which one, Mountain Dew or Coke or whatever, Diet Coke. But I haven't bought a 6-pack in like 5 years at least. I don't buy them anymore because I just drink them too fast. So I get like a fountain drink, and I've been getting into those Monster cans with the mainly the coffee ones. But anyway, so I was like, so I was going to take a trip. It says Springfield, Illinois. But there's also, I found out later, this is 2012, this is Springfield, Massachusetts. And I did try to moved to Boston, Massachusetts. But when my name was dropped from the list, and I was on the list for 5 years. I couldn't believe it, and that's how long it takes. But anyway, I was in between places, and whatever, they contacted me and I didn't get it or whatever. So anyway, that was kind of a bummer. And then it was talking about, I needed to go see the band. Been waiting to see, I was in a hurry. So my favorite band is Heart, and at the time, I never saw them. I did see them many years later at the Ben Royal Hall. And then I saw Nancy at a thing at Mystic Lake. Well, it's in the Midwest. She was by herself. Anyway, so the next and last dream is Mexican woman. I was taking a plane with some older friends, and instead of going to my final destination, I decided to catch a bus with some woman so she wouldn't be alone. It was a Mexican woman. She was living in somewhat of a rent-a-room or roommate situation, and some Mexican guy had rifles in California. Okay, so in the dream, I was with a bunch of Mexican women, I think a couple, and we were on a plane. But instead of going, so I was just going to go with her somewhere. I don't know where we were going to go after we got off the plane, but we were going to catch a bus somewhere, and she didn't want to be alone. And she was living in I don't know if she was living in a rent-a-room or a roommate. So I thought I was, but in the dream, it might have just been her. But I remember this dream, because this dream, and this is true, this actually happened, and this is rarely ever happens, but so I had a dream of the woman, right? And I remember in the dream that there was a guy who had rifles, and he was put them in the back of his trunk in the dream. So I remember the woman, and the next day, I swear to God, there was a woman who looked just like the same woman in my dream. It was bizarre, and that's never really happened before. And so that's the end of the dream. I hope I can find the cursor. I can't see the cursor. Oh, there you are. Over here. Okay, well, thank you for watching.